Hi everyone. For today's book review, we're going to be changing tack and we're going to have a look at probably the best non-sober book purchase I have ever made. And it is the gloriously titled Midget Ninjas and Tactical Laxatives, written by Philip Signell. And if you're thinking, what on earth is this book about? The subtitle will clarify it. Bizarre Warfare Through the Ages. So this little book, this little paperback book, looks at some of the more extreme, crazy, ridiculous methods, tactics, ideas that were employed in warfare from the ancient times right through to the early 21st century. And if you're wondering what on earth the title comes from, so Midget Ninjas comes from the story of a short ninja that was tall on patience who invaded a warlord's castle, hid inside his bathroom, hence the toilet, and then in the morning when the warlord went to perform his ablutions, the midget ninja sprung out from the bathroom and stabbed him to death. The tactical laxatives component of the title refers to a siege where the Roman general decided to cut off the water supply of the town or the city that he was besieging and then reopen the aqueducts, and they added to the water a herb called hellebore, which according to the book is a very powerful laxative. So while the poor townspeople got the runs, the Romans were able to overtake the town and have the run of the town. So there's a variety of crazy stories. You have stories of elephants being airdropped. You have a story of a knight being bitten by his beheaded foe and thus catching sepsis and tetanus and dying. You have a Confederate army that missed an opportunity to turn the tide of a battle because they were too busy changing out of their fantastically brand new uniforms into their tattered old ones. You have the U-boat commander who jumped off the conning tower of his U-boat, missed the ocean completely, struck his head on the saddle tanks and died. And my absolute favorite involves a Russian military aircraft that attempted to transport cows in the cargo hold, and unfortunately the cows, not being used to flying, did not react too well to being in the air, and the crew, being inexperienced, couldn't tie them down in pens or anything. It was just an open flight deck. So to prevent the plane's center of gravity from destabilizing, they opened the back cargo door and dropped the poor cows from the plane into the water. I shouldn't laugh, but the image of cows falling into water, anyway. Unfortunately, the story that's not the end of it, because in the path of these falling cows were two Japanese fishermen in their little boat, and needless to say, one of those poor cows made a direct hit on that fishing boat. The fisherman did survive, but we don't know what happened to the poor cow. This book is just fun. It's a fun read. It's written with a great sense of humor. It's all tongue-in-cheek. And it's certainly one of those books that will get your attention if you were to leave it on your coffee table. And certainly a lot of the stories in here would make great conversation pieces, particularly with any of your military-inclined friends. What is respectable about this book is that there is an appendix and a footnote. Sorry, there's footnotes in the back with a lot of these stories verified by other historical accounts, so it's not just someone's imagination that have gone, wouldn't this make a good story? No, these are all backed up by facts and history. And as you can see, normally I add images of the inside of a book, but in this case it's just the front cover, because this book is just pure text. There are no illustrations or images in this book, which is a shame. It would have been great to have some illustrations, even some comic illustrations done in the written style of the book, or even just to have some photos with some of the contraptions that are mentioned in this book, in particular war elephants or some of the giant crazy tanks of World War II, with an equally witty, puntastic caption. There's none of that. But this book is a fun read. It covers the broad spectrum of warfare up until the modern age, and a lot of these stories you kind of have to wrap your head around and go, really? I mean, I just told you a story about falling cows, so... I give this book 3 stars. It is a fun read, and you can always come back to it again and again and again. It's a fantastic book for conversation starting, for just leaving on your coffee tabletop, but there are no illustrations, and definitely it could be expanded with more anecdotes and certainly more images to enliven what is already a witty and fantastically entertaining text. So there you have it. If you want a good laugh, and if you want to just have an appreciation of some of the more crazy elements of the human condition, then do check this book out. It's a good laugh, it's a good tonic. It is Midget, Ninjas and Tactical Laxatives by Philip Sidnell. So do check it out. And if there are any other books about ships, shipwrecks, I do have a few military books. Not as hilarious as this one, but if you are interested in anything in particular, let me know in the comments below, and certainly if I have any books about them. As you can see, I have quite a big library. I'll be more than happy to review them for you. So until next time, enjoy and happy reading, everyone.